And a pleasant good day to you all. This is Big Paulie coming to you. And we're back with another edition of the Brass Bonanza series. It is part number 18. The game date, this game we are about to play, Hartford and Boston at Hartford, is December 17th, 1980. I am recording this September 27th, 2020. So, as we move into December of 1980, I forgot where I was for a moment. It's not looking good for Hartford. We're 9-18-3, 21 points. The Bruins come in to the XL Center, which I believe at the time was called the Hartford Civic Center. I don't know why they're calling it in the game the XL Center. Same building. They have 37 points. We're struggling to get to the playoffs, and Boston is right now in the Wales Conference number 2. So it's kind of an odd. Well, Hartford was good last year in 79 and 80. But right now the cupboard is bare, and one thing I am making a change on is I am letting the computer initiate and react to trades. I will just draft players, and this is the reason why my roster is a mess. I have 5 left defenders, 4 right defenders, and before I did some trade and some roster moves, I was down to I had like about 11 defensemen, and I had less forwards. I had less forwards than I did defensemen. I'll just put it to you that way, and that's not good. So I'm going to let the computer do the trades and let them try to keep a balanced roster. I did, when I was doing the autoplay, run into situations where I didn't have enough skaters, and that is never good. So it's Hartford and Boston today. I'm recording this the day after Tampa Bay failed in their bid to win the Stanley Cup in 5 games. Dallas won in overtime last night, so they are going to play a game 6 tomorrow night as I record this on Monday night the 28th. You got Gilles Gilbert in goal for Boston and John Garrett in goal for Hartford. And actually, Garrett's the better goalie. Raymond Bourque is the player to watch for the Boston Bruins. He has a plus-minus of 5. He's played 24 games, but has had 2 goals and 17 assists. Mark Howe, his plus-minus is -9, which is probably why it is that Hartford is not doing well. He has 3 goals, 22 assists. So let's drop the puck and get this started. Hartford and Boston, the battle of the nor'easter teams. And let's see if Hartford can hold their own. Last week when we had the November game between Hartford and Philadelphia, Hartford was totally outclassed by Philly. So let's see if their little rivalry with Boston can create a little sense of urgency. Early on, Boston with the shot advantage, 3-1, as you can see. And Raymond Bourque called for interference at the 8:12 mark, so Hartford will have the power play. Let's continue. And we'll play the first 2 periods, do a little commercial, then play the third. And this is using Franchise Hockey Manager 6. I don't know when version 7 will come out, but we will at least use version 6 for the 80-81 season. With the hockey season will be over with on September 30th at the very latest. And I don't know how quickly they'll be able to come back. This would be about the time that the 2020-2021 season would start. But because of COVID, everything is kind of backed up a little bit, so I imagine they might not start the NHL for the 2021 season until September. And we've played through a period rather quietly. 11 shots on goal for each team, and we have no score. We'll go to the second period. So Hartford hoping to put on a good showing here at home against the rival Boston Bruins. I don't know if Hartford and Boston had a rivalry. 2 minutes on Rick Lee for hooking. That's against Hartford. So Boston goes on the power play for 2. Shots are still about even, 16 to 12 now. Boston pulled away a little bit. Bill Bennett for Hartford called for interference. And 2 more minutes in the sin bin to kill off. I'd settle for a 0-0 tie the way Hartford's been playing. And then next week we'll come back and do the game for January of 81. Legal check to the head. Dwight Foster. Ouch. And that's a 5-minute power play now for Hartford. They don't like it when you bounce your checks in the NHL. So a 5-minute power play, tripping by Mikko Lineman, so that's going to offset the power play for 2:39 left. So it'll be 4 on 4, and then Hartford gets the power play for the remaining 39 seconds. Oh, elbowing by Darren Veach of Hartford. So we have a 4 on 3 now, which just turns into a 4 on 4, and then Boston now with the power play. And here's the first scoring chance that we had of the game. Been a very quiet game. Goal! Hartford! Rick Lee, assist by Andre Lacroix. 12:52 gone by, second period. We'll do a little commercial after this period. It'll be very brief, and then we'll get you back to the third period. Shots are almost even, 24-23. 2 minutes left. Boston's been very quiet. And that's your second period. Your score, 1-0 Hartford. And with the crowd proving as ambient noise in the background, I'll just point out that every couple of weeks we have something called the Recap Show. We'll be starting this tomorrow on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sim channel. And we're going to look at 4 games. We're going to show you the box scores of 4 games, and in subsequent weeks it'll be 6. I'm doing 12 games the next 2 weeks of week 10, but we're going to trim that down a little bit and do 10 games and show you the box score of 6 games. That'll be in 2 weeks' time. And this is for the future. The next airing will be October 12th, but we are airing an episode tomorrow at 6:30 right here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sim channel. It's going to be every other Monday as I start a new week of HDFL action. And yes, the next airing after tomorrow will be October 12th. I apologize for the error. I had already set up this slide because I do the HDFL games a week in advance. So I had already set it up for future reference, and I apologize for that. When we make mistakes, we make mistakes. And we're starting the third period. It's 1-0 Hartford, still a very quiet game. Shots are 26-25 in favor of the Bruins. And we're hoping that Hartford could get off the schneid and get back to what they were doing in 79 and 80. And there is a goal. Rick Lee, assist by Jordy Douglas and Hal Hangsleben at 3:58 of the second period. So, Brass Bonanza is no doubt playing. I can't do it as well as the song does it. And we're getting to the midway point of period number 3. Shots are even 30 all. Sounds like a tennis match right now. Speaking of tennis, the French Open underway today in Paris. Yes, on the 27th of September. And Boston gets one back. Ray Bourque. And an assist from Craig McTavish. And it's 2-1 in favor of Hartford. Maybe if I get fired from this game, I should go work for the Bruins. Who knows? Shots are even. Boston really be doing something to salvage a tie out of this. They've been trailing most of the last two periods. 5 minutes to go. Shots are even, 33 all. So in 2 weeks, we'll know who won the French Open this year, even though that tournament's normally held Memorial Day. And in a couple of weeks afterwards. No Wimbledon this year because of COVID. 1 minute to go. We did have a U.S. Open and we did have a Australian Open. There's your game. 2-1. Hartford wins. So how about that? The 3 stars, Rick Lee. It's 2 goals. It was Rick Lee 2 and Boston 1. And John Garrett with 36 saves out of 37. Rick Lee scored the winning goal. Peter McNabb and Mark Howe were the ice time leaders. Nobody had a bad game. Jerry Cheevers was not used. He's normally the goalie for Boston this time period. And there you go. 2-1. Hartford wins. Hartford wins. And we'll look at the standings. Right now, Wayne Gretzky's burning the league up. He has 16 points. And we'll take a look at old Wayne. Right now, in last season, by the way, he had 34 goals, 51 assists. So far this season, 27 games, he's already at 26 goals and 32 assists. I believe this is one of the years where Wayne Gretzky was just on fire and unstoppable. So we will look at the standings, and then we'll get out of here. Hartford, 10, 18, and 3. They have played one less game than Montreal and Los Angeles, who are leading the Norris division. But Hartford's got a lot of ground to make up. They're at 23 points. And they are the 4th worst team in the NHL, so they wouldn't even make the playoffs. Winnipeg and Colorado really sticking up the joint. They have 14 points and 8 respectively. Colorado 3, 27, and 2. So we'll hope that Hartford plays a lot of Winnipeg and Colorado in on the schedule. They can get caught up. Again, your final today was Hartford 2 and Boston 1. And the next time we convene, it will be January of 1981. About the time Ronald Reagan was elected President of the United States in real life, among other things that happened. And this has been Big Paulie coming to you. We wish you well, no matter where you are, no matter when you see this. Godspeed, God bless, and we'll do it all again soon. Next week, at least. Bye-bye for now, everybody.